Hey everyone, welcome back to Close Look. Kevin Atwell here with you. I'm standing next to a 23-year young, very successful individual. His name is Sukhi Sangha, so let's take a close look. Sukhi, how are you doing this wonderful afternoon here in Surrey?
Doing very well, thank you. Thank you for having me here, Kevin.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm super excited to chat with you and hear this adventure that you've been on. So let's start off by telling us a little bit about where you grew up, where you went to school, and what you studied.
So my name is Sukhi Sangha, and I was born in Greenock, Scotland, and my family and I moved to Canada in 1997, where I went to Khalsa School for a few years, and then after Khalsa School I went to high school known as Tamano Secondary, where I had graduated as the valedictorian there, and currently I am a full-time student at Simon Fraser University, pursuing my bachelor's degree in health sciences, and yeah, keeping very busy.
Very busy. So you're pursuing a degree in health sciences at SFU, and is that something that you knew you wanted to do when you were growing up, let's say, in Scotland?
To be honest, I actually didn't know what I wanted to do when I was a kid. I was very confused. You know, I had there's a lot of fields out here, and it's hard to choose. You know, when you like something, you're not sure. You know, if you're good at a few different things. So I actually had, but it was one of my options when I was a young kid when I moved to Canada. Especially growing up in Khalsa School, I had kind of made up my decision that I wanted to do that.
Wonderful. And so now that you're in the health sciences program, do you have what are your aspirations, and what are you going to do with this specific degree?
Well, I love helping people. I enjoy helping people, and with the health science degree, I am wanting to pursue a career in medicine, and hopefully become a doctor. And I believe that, you know, when you help someone or help multiple people, it's just a great feeling you get in return. You know, you feel like you've done something, even if it's something really small. It makes a huge difference.
That's fantastic. That brings me to my next question with respect to volunteer work. I know getting into medical school isn't easy. They require you to be a very well-rounded individual. Along with your studies, what are some extracurricular things that you participate in, such as volunteer work?
Great question, Kevin. Actually, I am doing a lot of volunteer work presently and in the past. So I was a volunteer at Surrey Memorial Hospital in the emergency department. And Surrey Memorial Hospital is the second busiest hospital in all of Canada. And the emergency department is always filled, it's always packed, you know. And so I volunteered there, I helped patients, I gathered wheelchairs, interacted with them, and just basically being supportive. You know, some patients just wanted someone to talk to, you know, they felt lonely. So I was just there for them, and you know, it was an amazing experience. You know, I learned so much about patients and about myself. And sometimes, you know, when you look at someone at the hospital lying in a bed, you know, you just look at them for what it is. But when you get to know the person, you get to know their story. It's two completely different things. So not only that, I actually also did research, and I'm doing research with two of my professors at the moment. One research I did was downtown Vancouver at the SFU Harbour Centre on cardiovascular disease, diabetes and obesity, where basically I interviewed participants, I put in data into the computer, and I learned a lot about the three different diseases, and you know, and how people can overcome these obstacles, and how they can live a healthier lifestyle and prevent the risk of chronic diseases. I also at the moment am actually volunteering with my other professor on maternal health. So he is trying to find a correlation between stress in women and how that affects their ovarian function.
Wow, that is super amazing work. I have to ask you, how do you find time to balance your extracurriculars with your school?
Well, honestly, it's all about time management, and it's all about enjoying what you do. And I think if you get an opportunity and you really believe in something, you should definitely pursue it. And at times it can get difficult, you know, you're studying full time, but I think if you manage your time and you make a schedule, and you know, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to do it, and this is how much time I have to do it. You know, you allocate a rough time schedule. You know, it's definitely possible.
So with respect to volunteering, what is the greatest benefit to an individual when it comes to volunteering?
when you're volunteering, one thing is, when you're in the books all the time, and books are great, you're studying, but that doesn't give you a true indication, when you're in the real life, how to deal with people. Books do not teach you how to communicate with people. So when it comes to volunteering, it's a great experience, and I think every student, whether you go to school or whether you're working, volunteering is amazing. You don't get paid, but that's fine. It's all about the experience. It's about who you meet, and it's about exploring. It's about exploring yourself, exploring others, and getting to know yourself. And I think with volunteering, that does a great job. And you definitely can find yourself. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time to know what you want to do, and I think volunteering gives you that opportunity.
Absolutely, that's wonderful. And I know we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg here. So along with your academics and your extracurriculars which pertain to your school, you also are a small business owner, if that's correct. And tell us a little bit about how you got started with that and what it's all about.
Yeah, I actually opened up a small business in 2007 at the age of 19, known as Sangha's Learning Centre, where we professionally tutor students kindergarten to grade 12 in all subjects, whether it's English, ESL, reading, writing, math, biology, chemistry, physics, you name it, we do it. And basically I was very passionate about business ever since I was a child. My mother and my father grew up in business, and I think it's in my blood. So I really wanted to make a difference, and I'm like, I'm studying full time, I'm always hitting the books. Why not use that knowledge and help others? And there's a lot of students out there that are struggling, that want to become something big. And not all students are naturally intelligent. The ones that are, good for them, they're very gifted, but not everyone has that gift. So it's really important to have resources or extra tools that can help them, and sometimes it just requires a little bit of effort. And so, the Learning Centre's been great. I'm very happy. The results have been phenomenal. And, at the age of 19 when I opened it, and, 4 years down, I'm looking at it and what it is now, two completely different ideas. And our unlike other learning centers that have 15 to 20 kids in one table, they focus too much on quantity. Our learning center, Sangha's Learning Center, is about quality. I understand that every student's different in terms of how they learn. Some pick up concepts faster, others it takes them a little longer. So we focus more on small group learning and individual attention. So the way I'm talking to you is the way your kid would be getting taught.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So it's almost like it's more of a one-on-one situation to identify the individual's weaknesses to make them his or her strengths.
Right, exactly. And we've had so many students that before they enrolled into our learning center, they had F's or C minuses, and now they're all getting A pluses. And so I'm very proud. And to be honest, it's not just me, what I'm doing. This is not possible without my employees. They've been doing a great job. They're working hard, every day. They're setting up a game plan on how to teach the students. And I have to thank my students, because without them this wouldn't be possible.
Yes. That's great that you are thanking your students. It brings me to my next question about a support system and a support network. With all that you do and taking on a small business at a very young age, what is your support network?
Great question, Kevin. I think everyone needs a support system, no matter what field or what they're pursuing. For me, I would have to narrow it down to two things. One is my father, and the other is Donald Trump.
Okay.
And my father has been a great inspiration to me. He's taught me from right or wrong. He's taught me the value of success. He's taught me the difference between success and failure. And bottom line, he's taught me about hard work. Up until today, my father is very hardworking, much more hardworking than I will ever be, I'll tell you that. And he's a great inspiration, and I always fall back on him, for advice, and he's always there to help me. As well, my mother and my sisters, I have 5 older sisters, I'm the youngest and the only boy in my family, and my mother and my sisters have always been a great support system, and I faced so many obstacles in life, even till today. We face obstacles every single day, and my sisters have always been there to motivate me, to give me guidance, more importantly, and to direct me in the right path. So I believe if I didn't have all my sisters around me, it'd be a completely different story. I don't think I'd be here today. So, and the second would be Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump's amazing. His success story, what he's been through, and how successful he is today. I actually own 10 of his books, 10 Donald Trump books, and in my spare time I read them. I'm also a big fan of The Apprentice. I watch that. I only watch TV about once a week, but I make sure I don't miss that show, because I always learn something new from him in the business field and in life. So he's been a great motivation, and for someone that came from nothing to becoming one of the most successful individuals in the world, shows you something.
Definitely. You're giving your sisters so much credit. Being the youngest and growing up, they must have picked on you, or were you spoiled?
To be honest with you, I have to say I was when I was a kid. When I was younger, I was spoiled. But, growing up, I learned to be more individual, learned to stand on my own 2 feet, and, to do something on my own. When you achieve something by yourself, it's a completely different feel, because you feel like you did it yourself, without any help or minimum help. So my sisters, they've been a great support system, and they continue to do so, as well as my mother and my father.
Wonderful. So where do you hope to see yourself 5 years from now with respect to your academic as well as small business?
5 years from today, I definitely, my first priority would be my career. I give 110% in anything I do. So I want to make sure that I fulfill my goals, and, get very far in life. And, and every day I strive to be the best, as much as possible. As well, I do hopefully expand, would like to expand on my learning center as well. And I would like to help students more, and continue to help them so they get that support system and they get that help that they need. So for me, I think it's about doing something big, doing something out of the box, thinking creative. And for me, it's my career, it's my business, and basically being in the community and helping out wherever I can, and volunteering. I definitely will not quit that.
Fantastic answer. I would like to just touch base on the word rejection and what rejection means to you.
To me, a lot of people, when they hear the word rejection, they automatically think failure. I don't. I think rejection is another way to tell yourself that if you fall, you get back up again, and you do something about it. So, where there's failure, there's also a lot of opportunity, because a person needs to fall down before they can get back up and become something. And in order to be successful, you must fail in something to truly know what that feeling is, and to definitely to motivate you. So for me, I don't see it as a negativity, I see it as a positive thing. And I don't like negative energy, I don't like to be with negative people, so I try to always surround myself with positive people and positive energy, because at the end of the day, it's your mindset, and if you can conquer that mentally, you can conquer anything.
So along with helping the youth better themselves and achieve great grades and great things in life, the Sangha's Learning Center is also participating in a fundraiser for BC Cancer Agency. How did that come about, and why that specific agency?
Yeah, our Learning Center is fundraising for cancer, and what motivated me to do that is cancer is actually now the leading cause of death in Canada. It has surpassed cardiovascular disease. 1 in 4 Canadians are dying from cancer, which is very unfortunate and very sad. And to be honest, volunteering at the hospital, I interacted with a lot of patients that had cancer or were diagnosed with cancer. And it's very tough when someone or someone or a loved one in a family or friends have been diagnosed from cancer, have passed away from it. It's very difficult, what they're going through. You can't really put in words, because only they know the pain and the suffering they're going through. And the fact that, they have such a limited time on earth, to achieve what they want to do. was really a big thing for me, and the fact so many Canadians are being diagnosed with cancer, and the fact there's no cure for cancer yet is such a big thing. You know, my goal is hopefully one day, you know, in the community or around the world, that that one day we find a cure for cancer. And you know, and so many people in the East Indian community are being diagnosed with cancer. A lot of older men are being diagnosed with prostate cancer, you know, in our community. A lot of women are being diagnosed with breast cancer, ovarian cancer. So it's a really big thing, and I think, you know, more awareness needs to be shed on that. So our concept is very simple. So it's one like for every Facebook like that we receive on facebook.com/SLC, so Sangha Learning Center, SLC11. So facebook.com/SLC11. For every like we receive, $1 gets donated to BC Cancer Agency. So I will personally donate $1 out of my pocket. So about 4 or 5 months ago, we were actually at 19 likes, which is $19 towards BC Cancer. And now we're about 534 likes. So I'm very happy, I'm very proud. However, you know, we're not done yet. The goal is 1,000 likes for a total of $1,000 to the BC Cancer Agency. And I couldn't do this by myself, you know. I'm thanking all my friends, my family for raising awareness about BC Cancer Agency, about updating their Facebook statuses, about telling others to like our page. And it's all about making a difference. And I think, you know, $1,000, you know, it's not a whole lot of money, but it's definitely something, and it can contribute in some way or another. Even if it's a wee bit of change, you know, it goes a long mile.
Yeah. Wonderful. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your future endeavors. I had an amazing time talking with you. The best of luck and success. On a final note, some positive words of advice and wisdom for our youth that are watching, our viewers, to let them know that they can strive for great things, for greatness, and reach their full potential.
You know, I think the biggest advice that I would give is never give up, no matter what you do. You know, whether you fail and you want to pursue your goals, never give up. And one thing I do want to emphasize is to learn to take some risks, because you never know. You know, when you put your foot in the door and you want to pursue your passion, you don't know until you try it. So I think those two things, if you keep in mind, to never give up no matter how much negativity is around you, and to learn to take some risks, you know, to benefit yourself, to benefit others around you, to help others, you can never go wrong.
Yeah. Wow, wonderful. Very well said. And now if individuals would like to get in touch with Sangha Learning Center and want to participate in it, how can they go about doing that?
Well, they can simply search our page. So if they go on Facebook, the whole world has Facebook now. So, you know, it's not easy. It's not hard to find us. But you can just type in Sangha's Learning Center on the Facebook search bar, or you can also just go on our website, which is facebook.com/SLC11. As well, you can also contact myself as well, and email me SSS18@sfu.ca.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to chit chat with us here.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah. Thank you to Shaw. Thank you to Close Look. It's been an amazing experience. Thank you for having me, and it's been phenomenal. So thank you for having me on the show, and interacting with me. And you know, we're always learning every day, and it's definitely been a great experience. So thank you very much to Shaw TV.
You're very welcome, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Sukhi Sangha. I am the owner of Sangha's Learning Center, and you're watching Close Look.